of our grounding, um, arriving practice, we could call it. So Jenny and I have been leading this in this similar fashion where we spend some time arriving and knowing that this is it's kind of hard, can be challenging. And then we move into more of the formal meditation practice. So you could start by being aware of your body. Um, because, yeah, you're going to be in some kind of position or posture, and you could notice, like, is it what is conducive to um, being at ease and calm. You might notice just the base of your body. You might take a couple deeper breaths. And even taking in now the sound of the bell. Just as we watch kind of what's happening, it's normal. Even when we take in the sound of the bell, the mind likes to think, like, oh, was that a pleasant sound? Do I like the sound of the bell? Do I not like it? Or there can be a understanding like, oh, this is a calling. I'm being called. Gathering awareness to notice all what's happening right now. I could say we're kind of moving towards stillness, like clearly not really settled quite yet. And like, what is going on? How does your body feel today? So one thing we could even like bring in right away is a way of how we're studying, studying how we're doing today, but in a deeply caring way. It's like you're asking yourself, honey, how are you doing? I really want to know. It's like this full report. What's going on? And we might notice, like, oh, there's kind of stuff that's good, that's kind of going our way. And then there's challenges. But we're kind of sitting just right in the middle of all of it. And even imagine kind of sitting upright in the middle of your life and just being. I don't need to fix anything. and seeing things clearly. So we create some space. That feeling of being still, grounded, and settled. I'm stopping. And I'm going to create some space. It's like how you can kind of back away to get perspective. This is a wise thing to do if there's kind of issues or unresolved stuff. I'm going to just put it down for a little bit. There might be a felt sense of space, this feeling of spaciousness in your throat. Aware of your throat. I'd say it's very normal to carry tension, the throat, mouth. So it's with this great care. This is a really caring thing to do, is kind of telling yourself, honey, you can just let that go right now. Generating little by little this calm, relaxed state. But that relaxed quality, it doesn't accidentally happen. It's when we bring in this, well, in the Buddhist teachings, they call this metta, loving kindness, a loving awareness. No, it's kind of big words. And it might be just like this, the smallest amount of just a feeling of softening. Maybe bring awareness to your face, like the skin on your face. Oh, it softens. It's true. Just living in this world can kind of harden us. That we have this little bit of tension that we hold on to. That's why we really stop and do this formal practice. Right now, I'm in this space that's safe, and I can just let go of tension. Now, at the same time, we're making sure as we're relaxing here that this ease, this feeling of what's called rest, that it doesn't slip into sleepiness. So we keep this alert quality. Um, so when you feel the softness of your face, it's because the mind is interested. And I'm actively softening my face. That's not going to happen if you're sleepy or drowsy. There's a stillness, but not a dullness. So just that um, first time of connecting and noticing like how you're doing today is you could even maybe um, kind of report like, well, what did you notice? You know, um, what's on your mind? And were you able to like get a little space? Um, is the mind agitated today? Uh, do you feel really dull or sleepy? So it's good to know like how you're doing today. And I think it's important as we, when we do this work, that we notice like that clearly we're here to learn something and practice something. And as we're doing that, like, well, what is our attitude while we're doing this? Because often we're really conditioned to have a certain result that we want from meditation, and then we realize like we're really bad at it. Like, oh gosh, I'm completely thinking about something else. When we catch ourselves just, having drifted far away, and then we usually get kind of mad about like, or disappointed, like, I'm just so bad at this meditation. So just so you know, this is pretty common. Like, this is kind of normal, what happens. Um, so this is when I think it's important that why I'm bringing up like loving kindness. And when we have that moment of frustration, loving kindness actually turns into what is called compassion. Like, we understand, like, oh, I'm this human being who is really well conditioned to be distracted. And like, oh, that's just all that's happening. And so, with great kindness, we understand what's going on. I'm being distracted. And and then we just come back. And this is where Jenny and I, like, we've been talking about having an anchor that when you come back, you could be clear, like, well, what am I doing? When I come back. Because if the anchor isn't an appropriate anchor, guess what's going to happen? There you go again. So sometimes the anchor can be strong or heavy. Like, uh, sometimes, for example, I will, come back and I'll just feel my breath and I'll just say, inhale, exhale. And in that one breath, I'm not thinking about anything else. And so it's helped me to drop whatever was pulling me away. And that it's like a draw, this pulling back, like, oh, there's my anchor. Yeah, I can feel that anchor. I get two words. I get inhale and I get exhale. Like, that's my vocabulary. Um, and that's a pretty strong anchor. Now, here's the hard part. Inhale, then you're going to do it again, right? Inhale, exhale. And then you notice, like, oh my word, I'm so conditioned to just want more than this, It, so it can be kind of excruciating of the simplicity, nothing, of just being still. Because it's not our norm. But that kind of describes what we're doing. So, and then can we do this with great love, of just seeing like, wow, I want to do something else. The mind is craving just some other entertainment. We love thinking, so and it's through the authentic experience of having these moments of just deep connection and calm that we authentically understand why we would do this. And so today's work maybe is you could work on your anchor, like what you want to use to draw you back. Um, other anchors you can use is just being aware of, like I said, be aware of your face softening, your throat, maybe aware of the earth and grounding or sounds, because like where I am, I can hear there's sounds that arise and pass, like the classic, like a car driving by. It comes and it goes. And I just noticed this, what we call impermanence. Oh, this sound arising and passing. Oh, things just arise and pass, arise and pass. Um, and I don't need to ponder anything, you know. I wonder where that car is going, or yeah, that I don't need to get tangled up in, just sounds coming and going. Or, yeah, what is it that's happening right here and now? Phenomena that happen, that arise and pass, arise and pass. And there's that knowing that happens, like, oh, I know I'm here. Now, the mind is fast, right? So, next thing you know, we're distracted. But here's the good news, the mind is fast. So, it can just as quickly, like the anchor that draws it back. And we can, again, just bring in this, even almost a little smile, like, there it goes, you know. Um, that's just what the mind does. In fact, I love that in like just Buddhist understanding is like the nose smells, right? The eyes see, the tongue tastes, the ears hear, and the mind thinks. So it's just what it does. Um, but we can also choose when we're aware of mental activity, like, oh, I can just put that down. A thought can arise, but we can watch it pass in the same way of a sound. Even really big thoughts, like memories that come in, they call like the flood that comes in. Like, oh, that, um, oh, it comes in and it passes. So let's go ahead and prepare again. I know I kind of do this every time, but just aware of just how you're positioning yourself, and that whatever position you're in, that it's really personal. Like, this is the posture that works for me. I've studied this and it's the most comfortable. It, like, I can still cultivate a quality of being at ease, but spacious. Maybe even closing your eyes. Closing the eyes can help so we're not distracted by anything we're seeing. So even just that initial stillness, I'm choosing to stop. What does it feel like to stop? Like we might almost feel kind of the velocity that that the world moves in this, or our life, our mind, kind of the crazy pace. And how the body, the physical body now is still. We give the mind some time. Kind of like that image of a snow globe, that you stir it up, and when you place the snow globe down and it's still, we have like the snow keeps swirling around. We just give it some time but we're knowing I'm practicing settling, and settling. Now, if we really start thinking about something, it's going to stir up the snow globe again. So, as best as we can, fewer and fewer words. You might even try on the inhale, exhale. And as you soften your face, or when you soften your lips completely, there might be just that little essence of a smile. This light-hearted quality. And as we're aware of what's happening right now, what are you noticing that you're hearing or thinking? What are you sensing? That whatever it is arises and passes. Like that description that in meditation, when we're practicing, it's like we're a naturalist. Know how you're just sitting and observing nature. We might learn, like, oh, it's possible to decrease my tension. I can just feel this awareness is a loving awareness. I'm doing this work because I care about being free of tension. And this is moment to moment work. It might help to just be clear. What am I using for my anchor today? And generally, each time you really practice that anchor, bringing awareness fully there, it helps. You even understand how important repetition is. Just coming back again and again. It's also normal to notice kind of a feeling like you're just waiting. Now I'm just kind of waiting for the bell to ring. But that, it, again, it's just a thought like, oh, this is what waiting feels like. And then when you go back to your anchor, wow, each time you come back, there's a kind of a fresh experience, of a delight of being right here in the present. This is where freedom is located. This is where sanity is located. Yeah, anywhere else, it's like we're lost. Hmm.